For many years, a Southeast Asian giant remained silent and invisible to the whole world. It was poor and economically unstable. It kept progressing and is now going to be the next superpower in the Asian region. That country is Indonesia. Indonesia is set to become the sixth largest economy by 2027. It is also the seventh largest emerging market in GDP in terms of purchasing power parity. Not only this, Indonesia is also in the spotlight to play a strategic role between China and the US. Let's find out how Indonesia became the new Asian superpower. After taking a trip into Indonesia's historical background, it seems the country has had to go through severe economic challenges in the last century. Indonesia was hardest hit by the 1997 Asian financial crisis. It suffered the worst droughts and forest fires during that period. Also, the value of the Indonesian rupiah was down by 80%. On top of that, the Indonesian government was under the spotlight for corruption and embezzlement charges from global financial institutions. But this financial failure proved to be a blessing in disguise for Indonesia, and its long-term president, Suharto, had to step down from his power. Since President Joko Widodo was elected in 2014, he has taken many crucial steps in the progress of Indonesia toward a modern economy. Since then, the Indonesian government has built 16 new airports, 18 new ports, and 36 dams. This made Indonesia stronger and more competitive in the global and regional markets. Then the Indonesian government adopted a few steps for integrated growth in business. First, the government promoted economic growth through regulatory reforms and investment-friendly policies. Second, Indonesia held the world's largest single-day elections in February 2024. That means there is little chance of political instability in the country. It is a plus-plus sign for foreign direct investors to put their money into a stabilized political setup. Third, the Indonesian government focused mainly on renewable energy, technology, and manufacturing sectors. So currently, Indonesia is one of the few countries to experience growth of 3.7% and pick up speed every year, even during COVID-19. Apart from the strict policy framework, Indonesia has reaped advantages from the ongoing Russian-Ukraine war. Global commodity prices went up after the war, which resulted in the surge of the Indonesian rupiah. That enabled Indonesia to outperform many countries in the last 2 years. For that reason, Indonesia is now a $1 trillion economy and is growing rapidly in the global supply chain. Apart from that, the digital economy of Indonesia puts it in first place among other Asian members. The gross merchandise value, or e-commerce value, has jumped from $41 billion in 2019 to $77 billion in 2022. It is shockingly right because Indonesia has produced its own high-tech, multi-billion-dollar tech platforms and tech startups. These include mobile applications and daily use software. Instead of using the applications and software of other countries, Indonesia has capitalized on its young talent to drive its digital transformation. The initial low-budget startups have now grown into multi-billion-dollar companies. According to some estimates, Indonesia is placed sixth globally in terms of the number of startups in 2023. In addition to political and business reforms, Indonesia benefits heavily from its strategic location, working age and young age population, and natural resources. On a diplomatic front, geographical location is very crucial for a country and its internal and external affairs. Indonesia is an archipelagic country lying between the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. It is the largest archipelagic country and contains almost 18,000 islands, so it benefits heavily from supply chains coming from East Asia, South Asia, and Oceania. Moreover, it also offers a gateway to the emerging Southeast Asian market. Its top trading partners are China, the US, Japan, Malaysia, and India. It also has long-standing trade relations with South Korea, Singapore, and Hong Kong. For years, the main exports of Indonesia were coal, mineral fuels, rubber, and steel, but it gradually shifted its top exports to new horizons. Now, Indonesia leverages its natural resources such as nickel and cobalt. According to estimates, Indonesia consists of the world's largest nickel reserves and third largest cobalt reserves. Nickel mining has become a major part of Indonesia's economy, and billions of dollars add to national coffers every year. This nickel ore is used to make batteries for electric vehicles. This has attracted leading car makers from the US, Asia, and Europe to invest in Indonesia. Not only this, but tech giant Tesla plans to invest in the manufacturing of battery materials and electric vehicle facilities in Indonesia. These batteries make the most of Indonesia's economy. According to Indonesian Chief Investment Minister Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, Indonesia will be the third largest producer of lithium batteries by 2028. It is quite interesting to mention that Indonesia used to export raw materials to process nickel ores, but now the situation has changed. The Indonesian government banned all unprocessed nickel ores in January 2020. This move was made to encourage domestic processing facilities for batteries and electric vehicles. This export ban added fuel to the fire, and the European Union filed a lawsuit against Indonesia with the World Trade Organization. So it is evident that Indonesia is in a position to hamper crucial raw materials and industrial products for the EU. Besides the power of natural resources, Indonesia is benefiting heavily from demographic dividends. According to reports, 52% of Indonesia's population consists of young people between the ages of 18 and 39. This huge demographic advantage is the catalyst for economic growth and a pull factor for global investors. Now, Indonesia's economy is growing at a rate of 5% and is among the upper middle income countries. This growth rate is due to the huge foreign direct investment from ASEAN, the European Union, and other powerful partners including China and the US. China is one of the top investors in the Indonesian market. In 2023, China poured $7 billion to help Indonesia build its commodity processing capacity. Despite being the top trade partner of China, Indonesia is establishing a security relationship with China's geostrategic rival, the US. In a recent development, Indonesia and the US have joined hands to ramp up military operations in the South China Sea. So in short, this strategic collaboration is a threat to the growing Chinese influence in the disputed islands in the South China Sea. As far as ASEAN countries are concerned, Indonesia is a leading example for all of them, due to its digital-friendly startups and investment schemes. Indonesia makes sure there is peace and stability in the region as per ASEAN's basic principles. Not only this, Indonesia aims to steer the regional framework through a well-integrated and connected regional economy within the global economic system. This proves the potential Indonesia has to influence regional and global business, communities, and geopolitics. So it is clear that Indonesia is becoming the next superpower in the Asian region. It would be fair to say it is the next Asian tiger, with its young talent and business potential. In the years to come, Indonesia will likely grow at a fast pace. What are your thoughts about it? Do you think Indonesia will emerge as the next superpower in Asia? Let us know in the comments section. For more such videos and hot topics, keep visiting our channel and don't forget to subscribe.